Don't find a way to not do it. Find a way to do it.
She posted for 10, 15 years on YouTube, and then she switched to Instagram. Now her Lavishly Jackie account has 1 million followers.
I got a lot on my plate. Nobody tell you to make this podcast. I ain't gonna lie. Like, nobody forcing you to.
This could be the podcast episode that shifts what they do in their life. Welcome to Create to Live podcast, the podcast where social media meets business and big dreams turn into bigger results.
Whether you're an entrepreneur, content creator, or a 9-to-5er, building your side hustle, you're in the right place.
Each week, we bring you actionable tips, inspiring stories, and insider strategies to help you grow your brand, monetize your passions, and create the success you seek. We are your hosts, Sherelle from Blue Wall Media
And Davon from Booker Consulting.
Together,
Let's create the life you want to live.
Hello, welcome to another episode.
What's up, what it is? We talking about growing with the industry, society as a brand.
Yeah.
Whole time, you know what I'm saying? Hashtag, that was like me posting content for a year. There are about 100 trends each day, so
That part.
I'm already knowing y'all need to hear this. Whole time we in the building. Create to live, because we creating to live. Because I can't eat if I don't create, for real. Hashtag payments.
You good?
That's the first time I heard her laugh on the podcast.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Create to Live podcast. We're on episode 5.
Hashtag.
Super excited. You know, 5, it means the number of grace. So I'm really glad that we have had the grace to get to this episode. I feel like you doing something like that.
Hey man, we made it to episode 5. Now she making fun of me. Whole time.
No, I'm inspired, influenced.
Hashtag.
Which is what we like to talk about. Exactly.
So what we talking about today, sister? Real
So
tea.
in a world where trends and social media is always shifting and changing, there's always a new feature that Instagram or TikTok is adding. You have people coming up with new trends like the very demure, very mindful, but then 2 months later, it's no longer a trend. Not everyone's talking about it. And it's like, okay, how do you grow your brand? How do you really just make it happen for yourself when society continues to shift and change? And someone that I think has really withstood the stand of times when it comes to trends, when it comes to society shifts and changes in the world and in the industry is Jackie Aina. If you don't know who Jackie Aina is, she is a worldwide known influencer, YouTuber, business owner. Like, when I tell you she is Black excellence, Black girl power, like woman empowerment, she is that woman that women really truly look up to and see a way that you can truly just grow and make it happen for yourself, no matter what your circumstances is. She was actually in the military and for, I don't know for how many years, but she posted her first YouTube video in 2009 and she was posting like very consistent. Like when I tell you like probably like weekly basis.
She been posting since I was 9 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
We were kids.
She different.
Were we even on YouTube?
No, we were.
We were?
We wasn't thinking about posting and making money though.
That is very true.
We missed the mark for real. 15 years later.
Sometimes I think about that. I'm like, what would have happened if I would have started posting on YouTube back then?
Well, we can't think about that now. Here we are.
Exactly.
You better keep the posting now.
Hey, we posting now. That's what matters. But speaking of, after 10 years of consistent posting, she actually launched her candle business called FORVR Mood in 2020 during the peak of, the sea. You know what I'm talking about? Why did I just call?
No way. She caught in the mic.
But yes, so she launched her business in 2020 and it has continued to blossom and boom because not only is it candles now, but she's also shifted into perfumes as well. And I just really want to dive deeper into how we can take a lesson from Jackie Aina's influence, her journey as she has been going, as well as how she is continuing to grow and expand her business and expand her influence. What are some lessons that we can learn from her?
I got a lesson. That boy Drum basically was a basketball player. He got the max contract. He was making some money, making some skis. And then he was like, man, I finally made it. So he made his money and then it sounded like he lost his drive to continue to get better and continue to grind harder. And so now, a couple years later, he got the the retirement veteran package, which is not a max contract. It's just like you got some money, but this ain't the top of the cream of the crop for real. And he said, if I go back, I wish I would have took a little more serious. And what I seen what Jackie did, well, I don't really know Jackie, but Sherelle, she told me about her, and I was looking at her page. Even when she got the popping, she kept on posting consistently. You know, you see some creators on YouTube, they get the popping and like lose their creative art on YouTube.
Yeah.
They might post once a year, but like they were like, I'm still creating. I mean, granted, it's once a year, but like when you first was hungry and like trying to make it, you was posting every day, and or you know you had a schedule and you kept to it. But now like you got the money, the fame, and stuff. You like, I don't gotta post no more. So I guess that's like not forgetting your origins. But what I seen, Jackie was like, hey, I'm gonna stay. I think she still posts. So you know.
She did, however, I will say, speaking of staying consistent and like your origins, she did shift from, because like we said, with society and industry shifts and trends and things like that, she did shift away from YouTube, but she did stay consistent in content. She started a whole nother channel. I don't know if it's on YouTube, but I know for sure it's on Instagram and TikTok, called Lavishly Jackie. And that's where she started posting a lot more of the lifestyle. Because Jackie Aina, the YouTube channel, was focused primarily on makeup. And that's how she grew and expanded her audience, was makeup and having conversations about what's going on in society and commentary while doing makeup type of videos. And that was something that was very entertaining. She also did perfume reviews and I want to, and just different reviews and videos like that. And then at one point when she took a shift to more of Instagram, and that's when she started her second Instagram account called Lavishly Jackie, which currently has, let's see.
She stopped posting on YouTube for real. She ain't posted in a year, but I mean, what can you say? Because she's been posting for years. But
She posted for 10, 15 years on YouTube, and then she switched to Instagram. Now her Lavishly Jackie account has 1 million followers.
So she posts consistency on there now. That's crazy how you can. But that just show you when you have that much, you know what I'm saying? I feel like when you create that, I guess that kind of contradicts what we said, but I guess it's like, why not post on YouTube still though, you know?
I mean, but that goes along with you growing your brand and seeing the shift for your personal brand. And I think that's like for Jackie, she saw where the posting on YouTube was no longer a part of her brand. She wasn't just makeup, because her YouTube channel was focused on makeup. And she realized after probably like 15 years, makeup is not the only thing that I want to be known for. She wanted to be known for lifestyle content. She wanted to be known for her FORVR Mood company. So starting and posting on Lavishly Jackie is definitely a shift in that, because she saw where the growth really needed to happen for her brand. And I think we can't always expect influencers or people to go based off of what everyone else is doing. You have to be focused on your own personal brand. Like, for instance, Will Smith. Will Smith was a well-known actor, not known for YouTube. He was an actor, but then at one point he just shifted and started taking over YouTube, posting videos like every other day probably, and just was posting these exciting vlogs.
Those were some good videos too.
Exactly. And that's what he became known for. Now, did he take a pause in acting for a little bit? I think so. I want to say he wasn't doing some movies at that time because he was doing YouTube. And that's just a part of your branding.
He still do YouTube.
Exactly.
He got 10.7 million. Sheesh.
So I think that's where it's like you have to focus on your personal brand. If you don't see that YouTube is, if you've been doing, but that's the other thing that people are forgetting, is that these people were still consistent. The reason they saw the shift in the growth of where they needed to change is because they were consistent in that page. Jackie Aina was on YouTube for 10 plus years straight creating content, and then she made the shift in 2020 to doing more of Instagram with Lavishly Jackie, and even her personal Instagram as well. So I think that's very important. And then, of course, her business, FORVR Mood. So I think it's very important that we realize it's not she just quit on YouTube. She made a shift that was best in the best interest for her brand.
But I can agree because we forgetting. Well, we not forgetting, but the emphasis she posted for 10 years plus on the platform, and like after 16 years, then she shifted. We want to shift in
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. This is.
It's not working.
It's not working, and
I'm gonna move on to TikTok. I'm moving to Red Note.
I'm going to every platform.
Literally.
You know, she stayed dedicated to the platform for years, and now she's like, okay, like she felt like she got all her resources out, and she was like, all right, cool, because I imagine she still get paid from YouTube.
Oh, most definitely.
People probably like
still watching her videos. I still will go back and watch her videos because they're that entertaining.
Evergreen content. So you know, I agree. So I guess that's just like to the creators out there. What are you gonna dedicate yourself to 10 plus years? You know, we missed the podcast episode last week. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm glad we back because sometimes people they miss one and because of life. You be like, next week I'm gonna come back next week. Then life happened. Y'all for sure coming back this week, and that's already a month.
It just keeps shifting.
But I'm back. And then you're like, well, let me change my style.
Yeah, a whole rebrand. It's only been 1 month, and you want to rebrand?
Yeah, because when I come back on the comeback Carter, that'll take another month. I rebrand, but now I need to promote my podcast for a month.
Exactly.
To make sure people watch it.
Exactly.
Let it go 3 months. But, okay, now I need to plan a month worth of content, but let me plan each week of content before I make it.
It's that perfectionism that we focus so much on what other people are going to say about our page, say about our brand. When it's just like, bro, you won't have a brand if you don't post. If you don't have anything for people to see, there is no brand. You just a graphic designer at this point. You just a video editor. You just creating just to create and not to grow. And the whole point of our podcast, Create to Live, living is a part of growth, is a part of living. You have to create to live is to create to grow. And that's something that we really want you all to understand. And for us to, well, really for me, because I feel like you understand that very, very well. And I think that I'm relearning that is that if I want this podcast to do events in restaurants and collaborate with business owners and really help businesses to be able to grow their brand, and even influencers and content creators who are either starting or have been in the game for a minute to learn, then I have to start being consistent even in the weeks where it's like I've had a heavy load. Okay, cool. Everyone has a heavy load, but someone is counting on this podcast episode. Whether they're counting on it right now or they're counting on it in 5 years. This could be the podcast episode that shifts what they do in their life.
You know, you said something good when you said, I got a lot on my plate. Nobody tell you to make this podcast. I ain't gonna lie. Like, nobody forcing you said, Sherelle, you better do it. Like,
yeah.
You woke up one day, I was like, I want to make a podcast. So, you need to make it.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think a lot of people, well, even me, I see what can happen when you get famous and you do give views, draw people attention by the millions. And me personally, I see that like, man, I want that, but I don't want to put 19 years worth of YouTube in. It's taking too long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, how long you gonna stay consistent to the goals? Like, are you visualizing your goals? Are you visualizing yourself 10 years from now? Like, are you saying, like, I'm going to make content 5-10 years from now? Because, like, I already put my mind, I'm not even going to start YouTube to 5-10 years.
That's good.
Because a year later, this the most consistent views I got ever on this channel. So, it's like, why stop when, like, I'm about to have my first 1,000 view video. Probably by the end of the day.
Oh? What's it at right now?
940.
Oh, wow.
So,
Come on now.
you know, if I would have stopped that when I was getting
Yeah, there
20
was those 25 views.
25 views, 10 views on 21, 13 views.
13.
13.
Oof.
Do you see?
It's better than 9.
Yeah, you had 9?
Oh, no, I was just saying it's better than 9.
Oh, okay, wow. Yeah, I had 13 views at one time. So it's like, if I'd have been like, oh, nobody's watching,
I'm just not going to post anymore.
you know, because like now Blue Wall Media helped me make videos, and it's an easier load on me. It's probably not an easier load on her because she got to actually edit them. But ever since, like, it took me 6 months to even, it was like, because people want a team and da da da. I give 2 examples. Like, I posted for 6 months straight, just me. I got many terrible videos.
It's okay.
Terrible moments, the lighting, but I could post consistently. So when I asked for help with Blue Wall Media, they was like, sure, no hesitation. We started paying, and then I had financial troubles, and then they was still wanting to help me, which I'm grateful for. And then when I got back, they said, "Nah, we good. When you get your first check, just talk to me. Talk soon." So, but how dedicated are you to stay in the grind whenever you see things not going your way? And are you dedicated enough to believe in yourself? So whenever you ask for help, people are willing to help. Because some people be like, man, I want to start a business. This is happening. I want to start a business. And I go help them. And then 2 months later, I'm quitting the business. So that's why a couple podcasts ago, I was telling Sherelle, like, why are we going to do this podcast? Yes or no? And then last week when we went to do it, I'm like, so is this important to you? And she told me no.
I did not say that.
She told me, she said, what she said?
I clarified and said that the podcast isn't as high as a priority as my other clients, including you.
That's when she thought about it in person. I said,
because I thought you understood exactly what I meant, but then I realized later on, I was like, he did not understand that I was meaning the same priority as my clients, because we're not getting paid from this. Although I enjoy it, I have to put my clients beforehand. I don't have a 9-to-5 where I have a monthly paycheck coming in. I have to do the work with these specific clients so that they know, hey, your stuff is growing and I can continue to get a paycheck. Because they could very well in 1 week be like, yeah, no, actually, we're done with your services. With like, yes, that can happen to a 9-to-5 as well. But it's rare that would ever happen.
It's not rare. Look at the job market. It ain't rare.
Well, then where are they at? So I guess I'll apply then.
People get fired left and right.
I mean, that is true. But what I'm saying is, like, doing this podcast is something that I do enjoy and that I want to be consistent in. But I'm pretty sure, just like Jackie Aina, there were some weeks where she was like, okay, I cannot post this week because I've got other things that are priorities.
I think that's what she did.
Yes.
Or maybe she said, I know I got other priorities, so let me put a time to make this YouTube video real quick because I know I got other things to do.
Yeah, and I like that.
Instead of waiting, because I got things to do today, so I'm like, all right, I could my lunch before breakfast today because I know by time I got some things to do because I could cook breakfast and be like, oh, let me rush and cook lunch and you know what I'm saying, because I already knew I had things to do. So I don't know, I always tell my clients, find a way. Don't find a way to not do it, find a way to do it. So
I'm still learning that one.
But it's just like, if you need to find a way to do something, you need to find a way to do it. So I will say to your 9-to-5ers out here, I'm a 9-to-5er as well. Just keep your schedule, you know what I'm saying? Push through. Like I said, find a way to do it. Even if the video trash, it's all about consistency. And you can always make the videos better. Because I learned my YouTube videos in the beginning was raunchy and not the best.
Even though he was so confident in them.
And I think that's what you gotta be, is confident in your stuff.
My bad. He wasn't just confident. He thought that they were the best viewers in the world, so he was a little delirious, and that's okay. Or delulu, not delirious, delulu.
Coming from an athlete background, you gotta believe in yourself. If I get on the line to race somebody and say, "Man, I'm gonna lose this race," what do you think I'm gonna do?
Possibly lose that race.
Probably lose the race, huh? I can't get on the line and say I'm gonna lose. I gotta. It don't matter. That's the fastest man in the world. I gotta go in this thing thinking I'm the best in the world. No matter who next to me. So that's how I gotta go into all my content, my life. My whole life's consistent. I have to make sure I'm doing what I said I'm gonna do. Because
You like that quote?
Hashtag I started it.
Oh, please. Okay, so not plagiarizing. Who actually said that?
I can't call it. The whole life's consistent. Everything I do consistent. From waking up to brushing my teeth. My whole life's consistent. What can I say?
Who did you get that from?
Some basketball player. But since I don't remember him,
Wow.
my whole life's consistent.
LOL. Shout out to that basketball player, whoever he is.
My whole life's consistent. My whole life's consistent.
He said, "This is my morning mantra."
New business owners, I would say, man, how long you see your what do you see your vision? Blue Wall clients just made a year. Did they see the vision for a year? You got to think in their mind what they see in the vision is. Are they gonna stay there forever, or like,
are they expanding?
Like, what's the vibe? You know what I'm saying? So you got to see yourself as a visionary. Even you gotta not a visionary, visualize yourself, see what's going on in your life, because you don't want to just be going through life without no direction. You want to know where you're going, visualize it, write goals so you can see, because the life it'll just throw you anything if you allow it. You know what I'm saying? So whole time, that's why I'm sticking with my guns with this content. Hashtag get it in, twin. But that's it for me.
I like it. Last notes from me: stay consistent, even when it's hard. Even if you have a bad week, come back on. It's like, start planning for the next coming week. I think that something that we always think when we're like, "Oh, well, I missed this week, so maybe I probably should quit." No, instead of trying to do the episode that week, for example, or trying to record that video, if you like mentally cannot pull yourself to do it, just start planning for the next one. Plan for the next video, so that when the next time to shoot comes, you already have a plan. You're not trying to rush and figure out, "Oh, what was I supposed to be talking about?" You already have the plan. You already know what you're going to be talking about. Talk about that then. And it doesn't matter if it was something on trend or the trend has passed. Do it anyways, because just like Davon says, is to be consistent. He posted for 6 months straight, not great videos, but he created videos and published all of those videos to make sure that he was consistent on a weekly basis, because he had a goal. His goal was to post once a week for the entire year. And that's what he did. Whether he had help or didn't have help, he posted every week for 52 weeks straight. And sometimes that's what we need to have. It's just have a simple goal. I just want to post once a week for the entire year. Whether that is on Monday, that's on Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, just make that goal to be consistent. Now, would it probably best to post on one specific day? If that works for you, yes. If it doesn't work for you, but you know for sure you can post at least one time in a week, have that as your goal. But set that goal and be consistent in achieving that goal. Any kind of work towards it is helping you improve and grow.
And just piggyback it, I did 23 weeks before I got help. 23 weeks. So
that's almost half.
That's almost. It's half for me.
We did half the year of being consistent. And then he asked for help. And because of his consistency, the help was willing to be there, because they saw the passion, they saw the work, they saw the history that they have already been doing. And that's what people be looking at. People will look at, okay, how consistent are you before you come onto my team? Whether if you're a business owner and you're saying you have a business, okay, well, what's the work you have been doing beforehand before I come and help you? Or if you have a side hustle or you're a 9-to-5er, it's like, okay, I see that you have something, but what's the history behind it? What's the consistency behind having this thing so that I can help you and actually see that you want the help, you know?
I agree.
So, we hope that you guys enjoyed this episode of Create to Live podcast. We're talking about how to grow within the industry, society, and as a brand, no matter when the trends are in or they are changing, how to focus on your brand, how to grow your brand. And yeah, we hope that you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you tune in every single Monday to Create to Live podcast. Have a good one.
Adios.
Bye. Yay. We hope that you enjoyed this episode of Create to Live podcast. Make sure you tune in every single week to our podcast we release on Mondays. Subscribe, follow us. We are on Spotify podcasts as well as Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio podcasts. If you want to follow us on social media, my social media is bluewall.media. That's BLUWALL.media on Instagram.
You can follow me at Davon.Booker, BOOKR, whole time. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you again for tuning in to Create to Live podcast.